I'm making a mess, but it's okay. It's worth it. Hi, welcome back to our cooking channel and welcome to our fried chicken sandwich segment. So we are going to make fried chicken sandwiches. I've been making these for years. I found a recipe for them in a magazine, but I've been making them so long that I couldn't even tell you where I got it from, and I've tweaked it here and there since then. So we're going to show you how it's done. So to start off, I'm going to actually start my oil cooking or heating up because it takes the longest, and while that's heating up, we'll get everything else prepped and we'll go over all the ingredients. Okay, now that we have the oil heated, which is it's like a flavorless oil. So I use canola or vegetable or avocado, whatever oil that you like, but you don't really want the flavor in the oil. So I always use a non-flavored oil to use. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually prep the coleslaw because we want to kind of let it sit and marinate a little bit before we get the chicken sandwiches all pulled together. So we're going to start with the coleslaw. So I have some cabbage, and you can do purple cabbage, you can do a combination of cabbage. I just do green. I'm going to trim a little bit of this up. But whatever kind of cabbage you want to use, you can use, I'm sure, Napa cabbage, purple cabbage. You just want to get a nice, good, crispy cabbage. And you want to kind of gauge how much you want to use depending on how many sandwiches you're going to make. This afternoon, I'm only going to make about 4 fried chicken sandwiches. So you don't need a ton of coleslaw, but the other night when I made them for the family, we made several, so I had a huge bowl of it. So you just want to gauge how much coleslaw you think that you need to make your sandwiches. You can't even actually use the coleslaw for a second day too. Like if you want to put it in the fridge, it will last. All right, so we're gonna actually throw that in. All right, and the next thing we're gonna use is we're gonna slice some red onion. You wanna slice it, not chop it. You kind of want nice, long, you don't want it to get lost in the coleslaw. All right, set that aside. Now we go in with the jalapeno. I'm gonna wash this first. And this, I put in the seeds and everything. If you don't want it spicy, and it kind of all depends, I just take out this kind of big spot here, but I don't take out the veins. I don't worry about making sure all the seeds are out. Just be careful when you're cutting jalapeno. You don't want to touch your eyes. If you're more comfortable with having gloves on, that works too. So we're just going to kind of slice these. You want the jalapeno to be prominent, not get lost in your coleslaw. Okay. Now, last but not least, this is going to sound very random, but trust the process because this is so good. So we're going to use bread and butter pickles. This is not a mayo-based coleslaw. So the juice and the flavors actually come from the bread and butter pickle juice. So we're going to actually dump that in. And then we're just going to give the pickles a rough chop. I know a lot of you are like, she's losing me. She's losing me with the bread and butter pickles. But I'm telling you, it makes it. All right. Throw that in. Now what I like to do from here, that is it. That's all you need in here is this. You don't add salt, pepper, anything. It's the juice of the pickles, bread and butter pickles, jalapeno, sliced onion, cabbage. That's it. All right, so now that we have our coleslaw ready to go, we're gonna set that aside and we're gonna work on our spicy garlic mayo that we use for this. So in this bowl, I just have mayonnaise. And we are going to crush like a lot of garlic, so we're probably going to crush 2 or 3 cloves in there. Actually, these are pretty good size, so I think we're going to just do these 2. That looks like plenty, but again, add as much or as little as you'd like. And then to that, we are going to add some hot sauce. And our friends have B&B Gardens here in Napa, so we're going to use their hot sauce. And it is very good. And again, add as much or as little as you'd like. You'd like it more spicy, add more. A little less spicy, add less. And just stir. All right, now we can set that aside. Now we're actually done with all the prep for that. Now all we have to do is get our flour ready, our dredges for frying the chicken. So first off, I'm gonna just get some flour. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna flour, buttermilk, flour. So we want to make sure that our flour mixture has a good amount of spice in it. So we're going to add some salt. We're going to add some onion powder. And we're going to add some fresh ground pepper. All right, we're going to give that a little mix. You could add garlic powder in here, really any spice you like. Lemon pepper. These are just the 3 spices that I like to add. All right, that's ready. And then in here, we just have buttermilk. So we'll just put that in our other dish. I'm gonna bring these over by the stove. We're gonna check the oil temp, and then we might be able to start frying. Okay, my oil is about 370. It's a little warmer than I like, but once I put the chicken in, it's gonna kind of cool down a little bit. I like to fry my chicken between 350, 360 in there because I want my chicken to cook. I use boneless skinless chicken breasts, and I thinly slice them so that you don't have too thick of a piece. That way you don't, it's less easy to burn it and get everything cooked through. You definitely want your internal chicken about 165. Make sure it's cooked all the way. So to start, we're going to take our first piece. You also don't want to overcrowd the pan. You'll see on the back of my oven here, I have a tray so that when my chicken is ready, I can just pull it out. All right, and we'll see you when our chicken is fried. All right, chicken is fried, coleslaw is ready, spicy mayo is good to go. All I did is this is a brioche hamburger bun. You can use whatever kind of hamburger bun you like. I like ones like potato buns, anything like that. And what I do is I put a little butter on them and I toast them in like a black iron skillet or a heavy bottom pan and get them a little toasty. Then let's put this thing together. Put some of your spicy mayo down on each side. Let's put on a piece of chicken. Nope, wrong side. Top it with some coleslaw. I'm making a mess, but it's okay. It's worth it. So good. All right. And there you have it. A fried chicken sandwich with coleslaw and spicy mayo. Hope you enjoy it.